What did you think about Mike Tyson, David? What did you think about the Mike Tyson fight?
To be honest with you, I think it was a good fight, good turnout, but I don't want to see Mike Tyson fight no more. I think he hopefully hangs it up. I think it was a good show, but shit, he needs to retire.
Were you irritated watching the fight with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul with the way that Mike Tyson just wasn't able to get started with the age showing so much? Are you one of the fighters that had taken umbrage with Jake Paul's victory over Mike Tyson and wanted revenge at? There's been a number of guys that have called him out.
If he would have tried to hurt Mike Tyson, maybe. But, you know what I mean? Mike Tyson, you know, he went in there, he made a good paycheck, and he deserves that, you know what I mean? I'm just happy that he didn't get hurt in there, you know, because at the end of the day, Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson, but a 6-year-old Mike Tyson is a different Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? So I feel like it was a good event.
What do you think about the way that Jake Paul's going about things, sort of looking for boxers that are on the outskirts of health and career, older guys, maybe guys that in the eyes of the public may be a little bit more washed up?
I mean, at the end of the day, you're your own man. If you agree to the fight, you sign the contract, then that's on you.
You mentioned Canelo earlier. What if Canelo was?
¿Consideras que esta es una pelea, que esta pelea es como un escalón para pelear con Benavidez y Bol?
Pues yo creo que sí, yo creo que la pelea es la mejor pelea para hacer ahorita en este momento. Yo creo que va a ser, y si no peleo contra Benavidez y Bol después de esta pelea, va a ser buena experiencia para prepararme para eso.
Para ti, ¿quién ganó esa pelea?
Yo creo que el Bivol ganó por 1 o 2 rounds.
What do you make of the nerves that were displayed by David Morrell up on the stage there? Maybe a little bit out of character.
To be honest with you, I think, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I just know that when it comes to me and him, you know, at the end of the day, it's only going to be us in that ring. But I'm here to show him that, you know, I'm going to keep this energy up. And, you know, he's in for a long, long night. When I tell him I'm going to break his mouth, that's really what I want to do. I'm not playing around. I'm going in there, and that's exactly what I intend on doing.
What was the main thing that he said that really got you going and really making you say that he wanted to break his jaws?
I can't remember word for word what it was, but you know, I mean, you guys have heard him. You guys have seen that he's been saying that he's gonna knock me out, that I'm not nothing, this and that. So now it's time to live up to that.
Why his jaws? Why not ribs?
Oh, well, the ribs too, but the jaw's the only thing I can think of right now. But we're gonna put a beat on him, man. I know it's not gonna be an easy task, but this is the type of fight I want. This is because I think this is going to show, and I know this is going to show what level I'm at.
David Benavidez, eres muy calmado, muy tranquilo, pero ¿por qué hoy te viste enojado por Morrell?
Pues no estaba enojado. La cosa es que esta es una pelea bien difícil. Solo le tengo que enseñar de dónde estoy ahorita, cómo me siento y así es.
What do you think is Morrell's biggest attribute?
I think his biggest attribute is that, you know, he's a really good fighter, a really good technical fighter. Man, he was in the Olympics. He won 168 WBA title. Wait, hold on, give me a second.
Hey, stay over.
Let me get lost. And you know, he has a lot of skills. You know what I mean? When I accepted this fight, I knew it was a dangerous fight. You know what I mean? There was way easier fights, but I don't want the easy fights. I want the toughest fights available.
Do you think he has the power to knock you out like he says he does?
Do I think if people have the power to knock me out? I don't think like that. You know what I mean? I think what I think about is, you know, making sure my defense comes up as soon as my punches go out, so I don't got to worry about that. But every fighter is dangerous. Every fighter has good power. As you can see, he has 11 fights, 9 knockouts, so the power is definitely there.
David, I've seen you on this stage before saying exactly those same words that you just echoed to him with Demetrius Andrade. I'm not up here to play with you. This isn't a game. As Demetrius Andrade smiled, we saw that there were no smiles after the fight. How much of a bruising is David in for?
Yeah, the same thing. Honestly, I think it's going to be even worse because right now I'm at one with myself mentally, physically, and spiritually. This is the best I've ever felt. You know, I was training for the past 3 months because I was getting in my head ready that I was going to fight Bivol Beterbiev. So where I'm at right now, man, I'm extremely strong, confident, and I think this is going to be my best fight.
David, props to you because you're not. You mentioned Canelo, but you're not waiting for him. You're creating your own legacy. Back-to-back, this fight is a triple threat, man. You could have lost either of those fights. You went out, you shined with this one. Just you're not waiting on Canelo. You know, you're still creating your own legacy.
Yeah. No, the only person that thought I could lose these fights are you guys. I didn't think I could lose this fight. I knew they were guaranteed victories. I knew that I was have to train hard to get the victories. But at the end of the day, like I said, I want to cut my path out and make my own way. If this fight with me and Canelo happens and it manifests itself later, I'm gonna be 100% ready for when it comes.
Benavidez, everybody talks about Canelo. Any interest on Munguia or Bivol specifically?
Well, so I'm gonna answer a few questions too. When I moved out from 168, the reason I moved out is because I knew the fight with Munguia, Berlanga, and all those guys there was never going to happen. I got a lot of criticism saying that while this fight's going to happen, and it probably potentially would have set us up for Canelo, but those guys did not want to fight me. But whoever wants to fight me, I'm 100% ready to fight whoever, whenever.
Being on the
¿Crees que tú y
subject,
Canelo están teniendo un diferente nivel de oposición?
La verdad no sé, yo creo que el Canelo hace lo que él quiere y ahorita yo estoy tratando, él pelea por dinero, yo peleo por la gloria y los títulos.
you said at best he fights for money. If he takes the Jake Paul fight, that's a lot of money. But would you feel some type of way if he was to fight Jake before he fought you, or even gave
Me,
you?
to be honest with you, I felt some type of way before when he took all those fights, and that's just me being truthfully honest. I mean, Berlanga, he's a great fighter, but he didn't deserve that fight. Well, I mean, I don't know, I don't think he deserved that fight, but you know, like I said, I'm just fighting the best of the best. I'm not doing no more talking no more. I'm just letting the track record speak for itself.
David,
What's
got a
the step
question
in
about
there?
motivation. I know when you were a kid, you used to get called fat by other people, and you used to take that energy into a ring. But where you are in life now, you've got a beautiful family. You take your kid everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you still take that energy back into the ring, even though you know you've grown so much as a father, as a husband? You know, you mean so much to a lot of fans.
Yeah, that's the key. You know, you have to learn how to use some type of energy to your advantage sometimes. I think that it's always going to be a stable, like what got me mad and what got me angry to go into the gym, and I'm always going to let that keep leading me to the gym and keep doing what I'm doing.
Do you think it'll be easy fighting Morrell because he provides something that you are motivated to come into the ring because you want to break his jaw, you say?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be easy, but that's why we work so hard in the training camps. We work hard in the training camps to make the fights look easy, so we'll see what comes February 1st.
¿Cómo te imaginas la pelea desarrollándose con lo que mencionaste de la técnica de Morrell? ¿Cómo te la imaginas?
Pues yo creo que es un peleador bueno, que se mueve mucho, usa mucha técnica, pero yo creo que con la presión que yo tengo, los golpes al cuerpo y todas las combinaciones, yo creo que eso me va a ayudar para pararlo.
David, ¿qué te pareció la pelea de Zurdo Ramírez que tu título siempre?
Le quiero mandar un saludo a Zurdo Ramírez, and I want to congratulate him porque es algo, it's something really, I'm proud of him. Basically, what I'm trying to say, es un peleador muy bueno, se lo merece todo y ojalá un día podamos pelear en ese peso crucero y a ver qué y si lo podemos hacer.
Como lo mencionas en un día esa pelea de dos mexicanos, también mencionaste Bivol, el Better Beef, si se hace revancha quieres ser el ganador y como dices el día de mañana enfrentar.
Sí, sí.
Lo conoces también muy bien.
Sí, pues por eso estamos preparando muy duro, estamos entrenando bien duro, estoy bien enfocado ahorita y yo estoy listo para todo lo que viene.
Were you surprised how good Better Bev looked against Bivol? Because originally you thought Bivol would win.
I thought they both looked amazing, honestly. I think it was a great fight, the one that goes down for ages. I just thought that as of being a little bit more technical and more eye-catching shots, I thought Bivol had it. But as of, the person that put more damage, I think Better Beef hurt Bivol more. But I think it's at the end of the day, it's boxing. If you hurt him and don't really knock him out or don't do nothing to drop him, I think it's the person that's landing most of the shots should win.
Who do you think wins the rematch?
If it's the same fight, I think Bivol again, if they give it to him. But if they rob it from him, then Better Beef.
Was the Better Bev fight, as you being his WBC mandatory, was that fight even remotely available for your next fight? Or
so we were just waiting to see who the winner was, but obviously because the fight was so close, they're gonna do a rematch, So I wasn't really thinking about that fight anymore after that happened. But I think especially once I get the WBA title, the WBC interim, I think that solidifies my #1 position to fight.
for this fight, things moved pretty fast because originally you were supposed to fight Jesse Hart, if I'm not mistaken, and then all of a sudden you get a bigger and better fight with Morrell. Can you kind of take us behind the scenes as to how the fight got made and you taking this risk?
So the fight, I'd heard that Jesse Hart was one of the guy we were gonna fight, but it wasn't 100%. It wasn't 100% confirmed. And I got on the phone with Luis de Cubas, and we're talking about the fight. And I said, you know what, bro? Just give me David Morrell. Let's make that fight happen. I think that's the best fight to make happen right now. And he agreed, and here we are.
You mentioned Zurdo Ramirez a little bit ago. Is cruiserweight on your radar? At
Yeah,
any point?
definitely. I feel like I could definitely go up to cruiserweight, and I would love to compete at that weight. I don't even think I'd have to cut any weight. Actually, I wouldn't. I'd have to go up in weight. So I'd probably be a whole completely different animal there. So
How do you kind of see yourself going back and forth divisions at that point? Taking the best fights available, or
I think so. I mean, first of all, I just want to keep my eye on the prize. February 1st, I got a tough fight in front of me, but I definitely do feel I could come down from cruiserweight to 175. But like I said, if it's God's plan, gonna go for him.
Turki Al-Sheikh has obviously had his share of fighters that he wants to make deals with. Have you had any conversations?
Yeah,
about-
we spoken to Turkey, but as of right now, I'm with PBC, Al Heyman, Luis Taku, Samson Lukowicz, and that's how I was gonna stay for right now.
Gotcha. And
David, ¿crees que espectáculos como el Tyson Paul es un insulto para el boxeo?
La verdad, yo no creo que es un insulto al boxeo porque el Mike Tyson ha hecho mucho en el deporte de boxeo. So, si le tienen una oportunidad para hacer 20, 30 millones, pues yo creo que es bien para él, pero yo creo que se debe de quedar retired. Yo creo que ya no debe de pelear.
Si a ti te ofrecieran una pelea contra Paul, ¿tú la tomarías?
100%, aquí estoy listo
En este momento,
para pelear con todos, aquí estoy, listo.
Fighters have said that they want to take the biggest fights and fight the biggest fights and the best fighters. You're wired a little bit differently. You actually really do, and you take the biggest fights. Your fans really like that. What gives you that? What makes you be the fighter that you are to take those big fights?
So I just kind of go back to, the promise I made myself when I was a little kid. I said I was going to be the most dominant champion in all of boxing. You know what I mean? And I kind of always let that steer me. Thankfully, thank God, I don't have no problems with money. I've been paid really good these past couple years. Well, actually, since I've been with PBC the whole time. Samson Lukowicz, they paid me very well. So I'm able to just focus on getting the best fights and being the best version of myself. So for me right now, it's all about the accolades. I got 4 belts, 4 WBC belts. I'm about to fight for another WBA belt, and that's all I want. Like I said, by the time I retire, I want 16 belts. We got 4 down. I don't know how much that is. I'm not good at math, but
when we talk about David Morrell Jr., a lot of people have given him a lot of credit, comparing him to the likes of you, Benavidez, and other guys at the weight class, Canelo even. How far back do you think that he is, and do you feel a sense that he may be overrated because he hasn't been tested by guys of your mettle?
To be honest, I can't really say because I haven't seen him in there with a good guy that hits hard, and I haven't seen how he reacted. But I feel like with me, he just bit off a little bit too much so he could chew. And that's why I'm saying you got to be really careful what you ask for, because I might be there to give it to you.
David, we were talking about Jake Paul earlier. He has his eyes at 175 champion Benavidez now, and Daniel Dubois wants to fight him. I'm curious, what would a fight between you and Jake look like? Would it get out of the first round, or?
Jake is my friend, but I don't know. What do you think with him?
What do you think about him as the promoter, though? Putting Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor in such tremendous position to make as much money as they did. What do you think about the events? Kind of different than what we've seen in boxing.
So that's another side of Jake Paul. Why I don't have a problem with anything he's doing, because he promotes himself really well. He's giving these other fighters that were not making no money a chance to eat, and now they're making millions of dollars, and they're giving them a big stage to perform on. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, people, they just got to see that. He brought 60 million viewers, him and Tyson, 60 million viewers on Netflix. That's never been done in anything in boxing on Netflix. You know what I mean? So he's bringing, the more eyes he brings to the sport is the better. From us, where we're from, a lot of people that grew up like me, we're from rough areas that are not good. We trained in gyms, they're all fucked up. So these are the only types of people we're around. For him, he started in Disney. You know what I mean? So those are other crowds of people that he could put into boxing. Maybe a little kid that was very rich, very wealthy might see Jake Paul and maybe want to get into boxing, and maybe he becomes the best boxer like that. You know what I mean? So the more fans you get, the more people you touch with boxing, that's good with me. I do love that.
Let's move on from Jake Paul, guys. Let's talk about this fight, all right? A couple more questions.
Un español, David. David, en un día donde los peleadores como el Canelo no quieren tomar los retos difíciles, tú vas contra alguien que los llaman como un cucuy del boxeo. ¿Qué es lo que te motiva a poner el dinero a un lado y tomar ese tipo de retos?
Pues la verdad lo que me motiva más son los cinturones y las peleas que le doy al público. Yo creo que esta pelea va a ser la más difícil pues ahorita de todo boxeo, pero yo creo que eso es lo que quieren los fans. Quieren mirar 2 guerreros que se peleen y que le den un espectáculo a todos los fans. So eso es lo que vamos a hacer y eso es lo que me motiva.
Have you watched David Morrell fight?
No, I don't even know who he is.
All right, that's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
No, let me hold on. No, I definitely watched David Morrell. He's a great fighter. I've watched him a lot. I've been spending a lot of time watching him in tape, and he's a good fighter, but I'm a better fighter.
What do you think his best assets are?
He has good power. He has good hooks. He has a good right hook. good left hook, good uppercuts, and you know when he really wants to, he could use the ring really good. So you know I got my I got a big challenge in front of me, but that shit does not scare me.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you. Thank
One
you.
last
Thank you.
one for me.
We
You had a
gotta-
few injuries in the Kovacic fight. How are you feeling
Come up here,
overall?
guys.